Welcome back to Project 613. Today's mitzvah, we continue learning the mitzvah governing all the rules of transactions, how and when a sale is finalized. And yesterday we spoke about the sale of movable items. Today we will talk about the sale of property and how one completes such a sale from a Torah perspective. So the Torah tells us that when it comes to property, when it comes to any non-movable object, there would be three different methods of making a kinyan, which means three methods of affecting the transaction. They are kesef, shtar, and chazaka. Kesef literally means money. Once the money is handed over, so whereas when it comes to movable items, that wouldn't be enough, but when it comes to property, handing over of money would be a valid method of completing the transaction. That's the first way. The second is a shtar. Shtar literally means a legal document. Once the legal document is drawn up and signed, and it's a valid legal document that states that the property is being sold from one party to another, the moment that is signed and handed over, then that document is legally binding and the sale has been completed and the property now belongs to the buyer. The third method of completing a transaction when it comes to property or other non-movable objects is called chazaka. And chazaka means when the buyer demonstrates that the property is actually his in the presence of the seller, or at least with the knowledge of the seller. So say, for example, if a person sold a field or to someone else, so one of the ways of affecting that sale is if the buyer, let's say, builds a fence around the field. Doing so will have demonstrated that he has taken ownership of it. That is called a chazaka. That's one way of making a chazaka. There are many other ways of making a chazaka, but the idea is doing something, either building something on the property or doing something on the property that will demonstrate that the buyer is actually the owner. And since the seller is aware of that and he doesn't demonstrate that that's not the case, over here we see that the seller is agreeing that this is indeed the case, and therefore chazaka is another form of affecting the sale when it comes to real property. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.